In this tutorial, I'm going to show how you can use Camera Raw filter to make your graphic go from looking something like this to like this. For this video, it doesn't really matter what canvas size you're at, but just make it somewhat normal. The first thing you're going to want to do after you upload your player is you're going to want to convert them to a smart object, and then right after that, make sure you click the correct layer, go up to filter, then Camera Raw filter. And whenever I get loaded in, I always like to zoom in a little bit just so I can have a better view of my player or coach, whoever I'm loading in. And as you can tell, for SGA, this isn't like a bad picture. You can see them pretty clear, but there's definitely ways to enhance it a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is just test out the texture to see which one looks better for this in particular picture. And obviously the texture increased, looked a lot better, so I go ahead and do that. Same thing with clarity. I just like to test it out, and I think clarity looks good. You just don't want to have too much of it, so I'm gonna lower it a little bit down to around 30. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is just mess around with the dehaze a little bit, and I think it looks a little bit better increasing it, so I'm just gonna put it around 10. The next thing I'm gonna do is mess with the vibrance and the saturation. The saturation affects all the colors, and the vibrance affects like the most saturated colors. So for each graphic or picture that you upload, it's going to be different on what looks best. After you find what looks good, scroll down to where you can adjust the colors. And for this one, make sure it's selected on the hue layer. And obviously, since the Thunder's jerseys are blue, I'm going to go to the blue section and just play around with it and lower it and higher it and see which one looks better. They also have some orange in their uniforms, so I went up to the orange and I wanted to test to see what pops more, because it's all opinion based on what looks best, and I just wanted to see what I liked more, and I found it looked a little bit better lowering it. And then right here, I noticed that the purple, like on the low end side of the purples, it kind of looked blue, so I wanted to test that out and just see if it made it look good at all, but I ended up just keeping it at 0. Same here with the greens. I thought I might want to lower it a little bit, but it didn't really affect anything. For this next part of the video, I'm going to speed it up a little bit because it's basically just the same thing that I did on that last layer on the hue part, except now I'm doing it for the saturation layer and the luminance layer, which is right next to the hue layer. And I'm still messing with the same exact colors as the first one that I showed, which is blue and orange, because those are the primary colors, or they're the only colors of OKC's uniforms. And after that, after I mess with the hue, saturation, and luminance, I mess with the texture and the sharpening just to try to make them pop a little bit more. And you can play around with the sharpening to see what looks best for your graphic. And after you do that, you'll be done. And here I just went over here to click on before I did the filters and after, so you can see the difference. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.